The line sparked laughter, confusion, and more than a little derision online. But according to The Last of Us showrunner Craig Mazin, Ellie's much-mocked "thanks, Dad" moment wasn't a misfire. It was a calculated, emotionally charged choice designed to speak volumes with just 2 words. During a recent interview, Mazin addressed the wave of backlash the scene received when Ellie, played by Bella Ramsey, delivered the line to Pedro Pascal's Joel in a moment that was supposed to underline the culmination of their evolving father-daughter dynamic. Instead, many viewers called the moment cringe, with memes mocking it making rounds across social media almost immediately after the episode aired. But Mazin isn't backing down. "We knew it was going to be a risk," he said. "The word dad carries a lot of emotional weight, especially in a story like ours where surrogate family relationships are central. But people don't always say things the way they would in a perfectly crafted movie moment. Sometimes they say what they feel in the rawest, simplest way possible." He explained that the line wasn't meant to be a grand gesture, but rather an awkward, vulnerable slip from Ellie's emotionally guarded exterior. "She's a teenager who's been through hell," Mazin said. "She doesn't do sentimental. That was her version of 'I love you.' And yeah, it came out weird, because she's weird, and because the moment was weird." Bella Ramsey, who plays Ellie, also weighed in on the scene in a behind-the-scenes featurette. "I remember thinking, this line is either going to hit really hard or totally backfire," they said with a laugh. "But I liked the risk of it. Ellie doesn't say stuff like that often. So when she does, it's clunky, it's uncomfortable, but it's also real." Many fans agreed, especially those who connected deeply with Ellie's arc throughout the season. On fan forums and Reddit threads, a split emerged, with some defending the line as perfectly in character, while others argued it felt forced and out of place. Mazin believes that polarization was inevitable. "We're not trying to make every viewer feel the same thing," he said. "We're trying to be honest with these characters. If a moment doesn't land for someone, I get it. But I'll always defend the choice to go for something emotionally messy over something safe and polished." It's not the first time The Last of Us has sparked controversy with a line or scene, and it likely won't be the last. The series, known for its emotional intensity and brutal realism, often trades in gray areas and human contradictions. Mazin said that's by design. "I think we've gotten used to this idea that emotional payoff needs to be clean and perfectly timed," he explained. "But real life doesn't work that way. Sometimes we only realize how much someone means to us when we blurt something out we didn't even know we were holding in." As for whether Ellie's dad line will stand a test of time or become a footnote in the show's history of risks that didn't quite work, Mazin is philosophical. "I'd rather take the risk and have people talk about it than make something bland and forgettable," he said. "At the end of the day, this story is about people who are broken finding ways to heal. And healing, it's awkward, it's messy. And sometimes it sounds like, 'Thanks, Dad.'" With Season 2 on the horizon, fans are already speculating about how Joel and Ellie's bond will evolve, and whether the show will continue to walk that tightrope between sentiment and subversion. But one thing's clear: Craig Mazin won't stop taking emotional risks, no matter how controversial the outcome. The continued debate surrounding Ellie's "Thanks, Dad" line has only highlighted how invested fans have become in the emotional dynamics between Joel and Ellie. What some dismissed as cheesy or unnatural, others embraced as a moment of raw vulnerability. A side of Ellie not often shown, especially in a world where survival trumps softness. Mazin emphasized that part of the discomfort lies in the context. The line wasn't about Joel, he clarified. It was about Ellie finally admitting to herself that she feels something she doesn't quite have the language for. It wasn't a polished speech. It was a moment of surrender. And surrender doesn't come with perfect dialogue. That nuance, however, wasn't universally received. Some critics argue that the show, which has often leaned on understated moments to pack emotional punches, overstepped into melodrama with that particular beat. But Mazin insists that if anything, the show is committed to presenting characters who don't always know how to say the right thing, because that's what makes them feel real.